Good players' landing spots to see what was good, and I ended up finding my own with this new patch. Joining Fnatic has been wonderful. Like, I'm going to give a big special thank you to my manager, Victor. He is just an amazing guy. I've always known I had it in me, but Victor believing in me and signing me to Fnatic when I really didn't have too much to my name gave me so much more confidence. It changed everything for me going into this World Cup. The first thing I did actually was I rejoined my friends group. It's called the It Chat. Shout out to It Chat. I joined the chat and I was like, boys, I think I've done it, because I was talking to them through the whole time. And then I deafened up on Discord. I ran downstairs. I think I told my mom I think I've done it. Joining the It Boys is absolutely great. And I'm also going to be seeing Slayer from King Hitters of Oceania. Shout out to King Hitters as well. I love the Oceania boys. We're going to have a big group photo of It, especially the UK guys as well. It's going to be so nice to meet everyone.
Yo, what's up, Fortnite fam? DJ Zeke in the building. Do you want to be part of a Fortnite festival featuring your favorite Fortnite creators, characters, and celebrities? Well, then you need to hit up the Block Party. This 2-day event on June 15th and 16th at the LA Forum. Tickets are just $35. What are you waiting for? Day 1, the first ever Fortnite Creative Showdown. Celebrities, gaming personalities, and a few lucky fans will fight for fame in this player-made game built by Team Evolve. Day 2, the Celebrity Pro-Am returns. 50 celebrities, 50 pro gamers, all pair up and battle for a $3 million charity prize pool. I can't wait to party with you, so get your tickets now and I'll see you at the Block Party.
What's up, Fortnite fam? Zeke here. Let's take a look back at Week 5 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open. Week 5 marked the halfway point of the competition, and we were back to solos. In Oceania, the standings were extremely close, but one player saw a window of opportunity and absolutely crushed it. In his 7th game, Ling dropped 11 eliminations and a victory royale, netting him 21 points. In Game 8, he picked up another victory royale with 3 elims for 13 more points. He closed out Week 5 with 93 points, 11 ahead of 2nd place, and punched his ticket to the finals. Asia has proven their talent pool is incredible, and their players are capable of adapting to updates quickly. With Season 9 dropping in Week 5, Meta's Peter Pan showed he was ready for anything, and had already made the adjustments he needed to secure first place. He played through 9 games, with 7 of those games being top 5 finishes, and 2 of those 5 being victory royales. Peter Pan scored 89 points in the finals, with 62% of those points coming from placement, securing himself the qualifying spot. We've known for a while that Europe is a stacked region, but in Week 5 they took things to a whole new level. From massive games and huge upsets, to Mr. Savage climbing up the side of a mountain while shadow bombed to secure a victory royale.
Oh my goodness!
What a play!
The best shadow bomb use I've ever seen! Mr. Savage M!
EU had some of the highest tier gameplay we've ever seen. And after everything was said and done, Atlantis Lecce sat at the top of the standings with 87 points, 20 points clear of 2nd place. AGO Harkos held 2nd place with 67 points, followed by N47's Klusha in 3rd, Energy's Mr. Savage in 4th, Ghost Issa in 5th, and MGA Snazy in 6th. Fnatic Smeef rocketed his way into qualifying with a crazy final game. With 1 game left, he had to score 21 points if he hoped to qualify. He went full send and dropped 12 eliminations and the victory royale, scoring 22 points, locking in 7th, with Dual Media Blaster rounding out the top 8. With every week, Brazil continues to get better and better, and they are showing the world why we should be paying attention. 6 players were all battling it out for the top spot, and it all came down to their final match. In the end, W7M DK Alex was holding first place with 82 points, just 1 point ahead of Red Techno Viking. This was especially impressive because DK Alex racked up the 82 points in just 8 games, and picked up 29 points in his last 2 games to close out the region. Back in Week 1 of NA East, Dubs qualified placing 2nd. In week 3, he placed 6th, and in week 5, he was back for more, claiming the #1 spot with 84 points. Misfits Clicks qualified in week 3, and with another outstanding performance, placed 3rd. Both of these players showed how consistent they are, and that everyone else should be afraid of their skill. Because both had qualified in previous weeks, there were still 6 spots up for the taking. In his last game, Energy Zate picked up 5 elims and a victory royale, which propelled him up into 2nd place with 71 points, claiming the first qualifying spot. Rogue Shark placed 4th with 66 points, picking up the 2nd spot. Colorful scored 64 points, picking up the 3rd. FaZe Mega, Bucky FPS, and Class secured themselves the last 3 spots to the finals. Over on the west side of North America, there were 2 spots on the line. Liquid's Riverson stole the show, and the first place spot with a great performance and 87 points. Keep in mind though, he already qualified back in week 1, coming in 2nd place with 80 points, so there was still 2 spots. After his 10 games, Rux was in 2nd place with 76 points, with 59% of those points coming from placements. Every week is a new opportunity for players to make a name for themselves. And this week, that was the case for Pizu. No one seems to know who Pizu is, and before qualifying, he didn't even have a Twitter. But what he does have is a ticket to the finals in New York City. There's only 5 weeks left of competition before the World Cup finals. Who else will join the players going through? We'll find out in the coming weeks.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers. I'm Golden Boy, one of your hosts, joined by our amazing crew. We brought the big guns out. We got Sundown, we got Monster D-Face, we got Zeke, Courage, and Dr. Lupo. It's going to be a fun day, and we're very much looking forward to commentating and calling the action for some duos, solos. Duos was last week. This is why I'm shocked I got called back.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea both why you're here and you have that shirt on.
Dude, why you hate my shirt, fam? Oh, I should have worn the shirt and the pants.
You
That's
should
what I
have.
should have done.
It's not loud enough.
It's not loud enough.
You gotta step it up.
Next week. Okay, so first, there have been some changes to Fortnite as per the usual, and to guide us through that, we have Sundown. And Sundown, what's the latest, bro?
Thank you so much. So again, checking out that patch 9.10. So the big introduction is hotspots. So when you pull up that map, You can hit that tab, that M, whatever you have it bound to on the controller, you can check it out. So every single match, one of those locations guaranteed will have either a yellow or gold lettering on it. These hotspots represent an area where there is a higher chance of spawn going through, and then there's also those loot carriers. Now, as we talked about, there's a minimum of 1, 25% chance at 2, and a 5% chance at 3. What the loot carriers do, they're nice little drones that kind of fly around. You can knock them out of the sky, and they're guaranteed to drop a rare weapon or greater. So, and as you can see, there's 12 to 16 of them on there. So we'll kind of drive players towards there and allow you basically guaranteed loot that's going through. Now, there's a couple other adjustments that have been made as well to the loot pool. One being those shadow bombs had their availability reduced from 0.835% to 0.67%, and a reduction in their availability from chests as well to 4.65% to 3.98%, and then also drop counter from 3 to 2. So the max count is still at 6. However, when you pick them up in individual stacks, there will only be 2 there. Unvaulted the semi-auto sniper, that one comes right back on out. And then additionally, the combat shotgun has also had its availability adjusted from 2.015% to 1.409, and then reduces availability out of chest from 2.183 to 1.846. So just a couple of changes going on there that will impact the competitive flow today.
Just easier ways for me to get eliminated. So that's all I've read. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
You know, honestly. All right. Well, let's go through the schedule, and thank you so much, Sundown, for that one. So, as usual, Oceania and Asia started things off, and then we're going to be taking a look at Europe. And just a reminder, I know I kind of flubbed in the beginning, it is going to be solos today. We're also going to have Brazil, NA East, and NA West. This is the semifinals, and our top 1,500 players will move on. They'll be playing in this format right here. So 25th place, you'll get yourself 3 points. When you hit 15th place, you'll get 5 points, so an additional 2, and then another 2 points if you make it to the top 5. A victory royale will grant you 3 extra points for a total of 10 points, and each elimination is going to count for 1 point. And the players, as usual, will be playing for $1 million spread out across the regions. A lot of money on the line, and the spots. This is it. I mean, we're getting down to the wire here, people. Week 7, we're going to have a few spots up for grabs. You got 8 spots for Europe, 6 for NA East, 2 for NA West. Asia, as well as Brazil and Oceania, will get 2 spots. Actually, Asia and Brazil get 2, 2, and then 1 for Oceania. So there you have it. I mean, I tell you, it's going to be really crazy. And here are the players that have qualified already from the previous weeks. You're going to see a lot of familiar names on there, players who have punched their ticket, and they're going to be going to the Fortnite World Cup Finals in New York City. It's a lot of talent that we've seen throughout this entire competition. You know, you see guys like Psalm there, who Funk as well, another great player. Tfue, you got Clicks, week 5 there, another stacked layout. You got Zate from NRG, Class, Rux as well, Mega. Again, just so many quality players there. But everyone's so excited to get into the games, and they're actually talking about it on social media. Make sure you use that hashtag Fortnite World Cup. But let's take a look. What do we have out here? A lot of our international friends are stoked and ready to go, and I don't blame them. We're coming down to the wire, Sundown.
Yeah, got a bunch of the French crowd up there and ready to go. We've already seen the Solari duo able to pull out some clutch finishes, and I know we've seen DRG as well as the Gamers Origin guys go through as well. So a lot of French representation going out there, but everyone's saying, hey, getting better, pumped every single weekend. And don't forget, you can compete in these as well. Get to 300 points in the arena, get up to Champion League, try playing your hand in the semifinals. They do get a little bit harder every single weekend, and now week 7's here, so you only have so many more shots, Golden Boy.
It's very true. Also, I like that tweet right in the middle. Positive mental attitude. It's a PMA, baby.
It's a panda riding what looks like a seahorse rocker.
No,
I mean, it doesn't get.
It's like a horsey on like a.
It's
like
great.
A rocker.
It's just fantastic. It doesn't get a lot more positive than that.
No, it doesn't. PMA, people. Believe in the PMA. All right. So let's move on to Oceania. our first region, as you saw in the schedule. And here are going to be some of the top performers. And looking at the list, actually a bunch of names that I have not personally seen in the past here. And look at that, actually, the first place with 0 victory royales, but 81 points.
Yeah, 81 points, and you can see a big jump here in between him. The next closest was 19 away, 58 elims coming out from Sosman, and that's actually Kat's duo partner. So Kat's taking Walls, who we saw qualify for solos, coming out, I believe, was week 3. That's his duo partner. You have Twiz, who qualified with cover H out of week 2. But again, otherwise, not necessarily super familiar. I know Carry Ion over there as well. We've seen him up there, but also we don't necessarily always see these scores translate over to Sunday. Have seen some changeover.
That's true.
But we'll check out some of the gameplay. So Sosman, we talked about him a little bit. He's been one of the players who's constantly up there in the top 20, both for solos and duos, pretty consistently. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. But don't forget, one singular spot coming out of Oceania. It's not Asia, it's not Brazil, where they do have the 2 spots coming out. You have to be the best of the best and go all the way through. The one thing I do want to note, 88 on a top score out of Oceania isn't a ton. We've seen, like, I think Parpy and Volks last week put up 159 in the duos, and typically out of Oceania, we'll see people breaking in towards the 110 or the 110s for those Saturday scores. So the fact that it was kind of like crunched down a little bit was really interesting.
Yeah, it's weird to see Oceania and then see it not be at like 100 points. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on, and we'll see how that all pans out for them tomorrow if Sosman can continue his great run. But moving on to Asia, our other region that had already played their matches, and it's going to be Malfin with 3 victory royales, 62 eliminations, and 104 points. In second place, 14 points down below, it's Weibo, Aduo.cn, and then we have a bunch of other players that we've seen. XXM actually qualified last week for newbie, so congratulations. And then the KGA Backhaul, this guy, he's always in the top 10. It's a name that we've seen so much, and in this region, there are not a lot of opportunities left to qualify here, Sundown. So if the KGA duo like Sexy Boy and Backhoe want to get there, I mean, you know, they got to grind.
Yeah, they have to go in, particularly next week with the duos. There isn't a spot there, so with 2 solo spots up for grabs, this is a week where if you're a player in Asia, you have to take advantage of that extra qualifying spot and be able to push all the way up there.
Do they have to?
They have to. Like 100%. And I know, like, I'll get into it and I'll stress that repetition, but in order to be on top, and when you're pressing for being top 1 or top 2, a lot of things have to go right. You have to get the right run.
Well, we've seen these players each and every week perform, so it would feel almost like it would just be disingenuous almost not to see these guys there, right? It feels so weird. They've been top performers and so consistent, but not clutching out when they need to.
Yeah, it's all about those final moments and when you're able to put it all together. Like, we've seen a duo up there, we've seen Backhoe up there, but there's also the players who are just on that outside looking in, who are all very capable of taking away a 1 or a 2 spot, but you have to be able to put it all together. And more importantly, too, you can't let the mental stress of it get to you. Yes, there is only 1 or 2 spots on the line, but for a lot of those players, as soon as 1 or 2 games don't necessarily always go their way, immediately they think, oh, I'm out of it. Somebody else, oh, they just got a 5 elimination victory round, they're 16 points out, I'm out of it. When in reality, if you put faith on yourself and you know you're able to get those points and you just stick to your game plan, that's where we've seen so many players end up qualifying through in those last matches when they're saying, hey, I'm just going to go for it. That's when we've seen Smeef, the FaZe Dubs and the FaZe Mega. That's when they put it all together and they effectively steal one of those qualifying spots away.
Yeah, this is going to be a very fun week. We're getting down to the wire, folks. And the first region that we're going to be taking a look at is Europe. As usual, Europe always brings the heat. It's always fun to watch, and I expect nothing different this week. So I think it's time for us to jump into the game. And conveniently enough, Sundown, you're going to be commentating first, right? Who you casting with?
I believe I'm casting with Courage JD, if he can limp himself on out here.
All right, guys. Well, I'll let you all take it from here. I'll see you soon.
Oh boy, thank you.
Are you good, Courage? I know there was a little bit of the dancing on the behind the scenes, so a little rough for you there.
We like to get a little bit hyped up before the show starts, and I was doing a full-fledged dance, and whether you can believe it or not, I actually, my right big toe gave out on my body weight, So let's get some hashtag pray for courage in the chat. Let's go ahead, though. Get into the games. We are ready to go. Excited for week 7. Sundown, always a blast to cast together. Ooh, that was kind of fire right there. Let me limp my way over to my seat as it's time to get the cast underway.
Always a blast to cast indeed. And again, don't forget, this is the semifinals. So if you have hit that Champion League in the arena, you're allowed to play. And also, if you're a little newer to the Fortnite broadcast, we jump right on in to the 5th circle and onwards. So it's all about where you get the placement points. No drops, no initial rotations, all about the end game action. But if you want to check out the drops and how this player rotates, you can look on the in-game standings and follow all of your own players and check their matches, as we're on board here with Lowless, who picks up RNG Urklick with a real quick elim and then a rift to go to get out.
Right away, floating on over. 34 players left in this one. There's a timer in the bottom left as well. Lola's going to float on through. Still 50 builds left. Nice job just landing on the high ground right away. And we'll have time to pop, it looks like, a mini as well as a campfire.
Yeah, and that timer indicates the time left in the region. So we have about an hour and 15, a little less than that. The players are able to play, or you get 10 matches or 3 hours, whichever ends up finishing sooner. But now on board with Valhalla Vikings Chapix, we saw him and crew qualify in week 4 of the duos out of Europe, and now he's pinched in.
And one big update to mention as well, the Shadow Bombs now dropping stacks of 2 instead of 3. Which the Shadow Bombs became quite the hot commodity in competitive Fortnite with how good they were in the late game to be able to rotate. We saw that basically the win handed to Mr. Savage M with that brilliant use of the Shadow Bomb to go up the side of the mountain. 3 in the inventory right now for Chapix, but is getting stinked and already lost 30 HP because of it.
And additionally, too, vehicles are turned back on in the arena and the tournament playlist with the addition of patch 9.10, resolving that bug where players will end up stuck in the vehicles and unable to move. So that's why you'll see a couple ballers. However, the adjustment that happened in 9.01 means the ballers have 150 HP, which makes them real thin.
Yeah, as they continue to get brought on down in total health. There goes Code Juju, gets cut down. Chapix now back up to 149 HP. No combat shotgun right now, and I think we can all confidently say, because the last time I was here was right after right after Season 9 got released. And the big kind of topic was, well, combat shotgun versus tactical shotgun. I think we now know that one reigns supreme over the other in the eyes of a lot of these players. Chapix does not have that combat shotgun, but does hit the close range shot with the tac to get the elimination.
Yeah, and luckily you can see him getting the first and then the second headshot there, and immediately, as you say, upgrades there, and also steals away the baller. So a great impact play there from Chapix.
You'll take that any day of the week. As now Lola's all the way back up on that high ground. You see shooting down with the combat shotgun. Only 25 left, so they have earned the placement points. A total of 10 placement points can be earned, as we know. 3 for top 25, 2 more for top 15. Was it 2 more for top 5, and then 3 more for first place?
Yeah, like you said, 10 cumulative there, and then each elim being a point. And we've seen particularly every single week, the qualifying scores, the scores in order to play on Sunday, have gone up to the point where in Europe, it's up to being like, I think 65, 66 points is what the solo bar is. So these guys desperately need as many as possible. Lowless right now, great high ground control with that combat shotgun, making soup out of soup there.
This is really the most powerful position for this shotgun. It's the late game when everyone's floating on in and you're on height. You're really no longer seeing people begin to use their spray weapons or their ARs to try to spray people down. It's all about that shotgun. 10 bullets in the clip. It's just so darn good. Watching Poppy Freddy right now. 0 eliminations so far. A ton of materials left. Spray comes in towards the player on the close box. Goes for the quick trap. Did he wind up getting it? Doesn't appear so.
No, the player had disengaged down, so now Poppy going to opt to use one of his last 2 Shadow Bombs to rotate over the other side, trying to get a position on the far side of the zone, and does manage to do so and box himself up. Now we're at 15 players, so 5 points earned from everyone who's in the lobby as Paytech picks up Noodle Kong in an item and gets Jorge Q as Powa picks up Varrock. So this is a really stacked lobby actually right now as Poppy Freddy pushes into the blocks and picks up Snooze Lose. Well, if you snooze, you lose, as Freddy picks up a ton of utility right there.
Yeah, and smart play going back down into his original build, making sure he can edit on quick through instead of taking some storm damage. Lowless has been just sitting on this height the entire time, but the big difference now down to just 4 builds. Mongrel in this game as well, a little bit lower on the mid ground, and Tripper is the one playing from the ultimate low ground. You see the split screen, top right, Lolis on the high ground, bottom right, Chapix, 4 eliminations so far, almost 1,000 materials to work with. So builds won't be an issue for Chapix. It's going to come down to the shots he can hit in these close range fights.
Yeah, and luckily for Lolis, he's rotating back over some older builds, so he's going to be okay right now as Petek picks up Mongrel, but then immediately gets traded out by Power. Singularity's Tripper is pinned against the Storm as we now flip on board with Lolis. And Dreda picks up takeoffs as we get closer to that last placement threshold. And Lolis really is still just riding this high ground. 4 more builds left, though.
No, he's actually found materials.
45, you're right, yep.
Yeah, he's found materials. He's gone through, found some mats, and now can wind up building out more and more. We'll just sit on this high ground. And with the Shadow Bombs, too, doesn't really have to worry about taking too much height damage, even though we'll continue to build a little bit closer, a little bit closer. I love how Lolis is conserving these builds right now, staying just one level above. It looks like now the time has come for him to drop on down, look for these fights. 4 players left. Poppy Freddy on the low ground with the most HP. Lolis on height, making sure to stay inside the zone for as long as possible. Tripper does go down. 3 players left. It's time to make the play. Freddy begins to build on up. Has to block with the roof. Trying to challenge Chapix. The storm ticking. There it goes. But Chapix doesn't get the elimination credit. Lolis goes down. They didn't do any damage to each other. And because of it, Lolis gets the free win. High ground comes out on top yet again.
Patience and discipline right there, knowing he had the high ground, seeing the exchange that happened underneath him. If he had seen an elimination go out, he would have been wary and been ready to go. However, the second one doesn't come out, not having to worry about it. And right now, we got some tunes coming in there.
Is this on the stream? There's no way it's on the stream.
Yeah,
that was not.
About to say. Is somebody emoting? Like, are we about to zoom in? Like, did we drop an emo that I'm unaware of? I was about to give, like, super big heads up to the audio guys, but it's all right. Little of those issues, whichever one of the observers, you have some fantastic metal taste going on right there, but now we're on board here. We have Dilly, Sky Rose, Tezcat, Zuzu, and Twitch Falls 10 all boxed on up. 32 players left as we're in Circle 5 over by Salty Springs.
And Zuzo just trying to gatekeep the edge of this zone, but unfortunately, Hand gonna be forced, gonna have to push on out. Did hear a launch pad just used, and immediately beams AM. Was AM trying to take down a launch pad? It looked like he was shooting at something, but either way for Zuzo, does find a new one. Probably gonna place that right away.
Oh, and hello, tons of utility coming out from there. And I mean,
oh, got to the rift. He got to the rift. He can't deploy shoot though.
Yeah, it's just gonna have to dive down to the full opposite side, but will keep that shadow form the whole time he's diving. So it's gonna get a little awkward though. Needs to find a good landing spot, and he does. Going to drop out the turrets, and I've actually started seeing players aggressively use turrets when they push into other players' boxes. I believe it was FaxFox had a fantastic clip of him just saying bye-bye, and he pushed into somebody's box, put a turret down, and then just destroyed the person. So saw that from a couple hours ago. Think he pulled that off in the semifinals. So people always innovating. I know we talked about kind of how the pyramids originally were always thought of as useless, to the point where some people were putting threads being like, oh, just take it off so it makes rotating through. And now we see pyramids as probably the most versatile of the building blocks.
100%. There's not even a close second on that one. Is Fredder just trying to stay alive right now inside the box. 3 big shields, 200 HP, and a great amount of assault rifle ammo right now. Definitely has the tools needed to make this possible.
Then he wants to put pressure on this player, but the circle will start moving in now. As that tone ends up coming out, apologies on that, as now we have Zuzo over here with that launch pad going over and gonna immediately take the high ground. Now, if you check in that bottom right-hand corner, you can see we're going up over the top and onto the full other side of that mountain, which means Zuzo's going to stop here because anybody who doesn't have utility is gonna be forced to rotate directly in front of him.
Yeah, but he's like almost not even on the highest peak that he'd want to be on.
Yeah, and now going to opt to use the last of his shadow bumps instead. So it seems like kind of a missed opportunity, but now you see a ton of players trying to get over the far side of the stone, and everyone's going to pop out at once as Ukes gets picked up by each bin and Ison. As Zuzo now is looking to try and find somebody to rotate through. Fredder picks up Magnum and then gets over onto the launch pad and resets again.
Zuzo with that last launch pad, if it goes back over the mountain, will have to use it very, very wisely. A look at where everyone is right now, and oh no, Bezin does get dropped on down. Fredder, 110 total health, does get a campfire, which is key. But no! will get shot out almost instantly, so only gets 6 health off of it for the moment.
Great job catching himself, but he's right on top of a player. Oh, can he get the med kit? No, not able to grab that or the mat, so he's still down to 35 mats, but a great disengage onto the backside of the zone, and he catches Oscar right as he goes in the rift. That was huge, and it puts him into the top 15.
And it's going up a mountain, and it's going up a mountain. Literally a game-saving moment for Frederick right there. Zuzzo still building towards that high ground. You see Alex inside the ball, the last vehicle left in play. Chicken Noob gets cut down. This lobby dropping very, very fast, Sundown. 8 players remaining. The build comes in. Zuzzo dodges the trap at the last second to stay alive. Still at 200 HP. Launch pad on the high ground as well, and beautiful job connecting the build. On that high side, 2 traps go on in. He knows both those players are on just low HP. It's Holly alongside Fishstick Alex. We're going to drop down to the low ground. Frederick dropping as well. Still 7 players left.
Yep, you have Freder in the bottom right, Zuzzo in the top right on the high ground. He has Giuseppe just below him on the wide. As you see Frederluck pick up a quick and clean double that also puts him into the top 5. So 4-point swing there for Frederluck as he continues to work down, has all the shields he could possibly ask for now as Zuzzo is forced to waterfall down, but only on 8 builds as Frederluck picks up Fishstick Alex as well, and then he also gets Hawaii. 14 for him right now, Courage.
14 limbs. On the high ground is Zuzzo on 8, and then Giuseppe midway through. The spray coming in from both sides. No builds left for Freder. He's gonna have to make the most of what he has at the moment. Does find 500 metal, and just like that, it's time to go. Right on through the floor, 1 versus 1, the 15th limb. Will he be able to look up and get some shots down range in time? Doesn't appear so.
No, and it looks like we're just gonna reset Zuzzo, trying to maintain his high ground and get over to that next one. He knows he doesn't have a way to get back over there, and he doesn't have the builds either to maintain it. That was his last build. He has to go down and challenge. He has to hit the shots. Will he find it? Freder, can you close it out, and can you clutch it? He does. Freder jumps back out from underneath, hits the shot. 16 elims, victory royale, 26 points. Well done, lad.
26-point game right there. You can't ask for much more for Freder as he clutches it up in the end. Brilliantly done, re-challenging and hitting the final combat shotgun shot to make it all possible. On to our next game, though. Satox, Aragonist, Spastic, all inside of this one building. You see the time left, bottom left side of your screen. You're up 1 hour and 7 minutes on the clock.
Yep, getting down to it, and again, the top 3,000 solo players from today will advance to the finals tomorrow, and Europe has been the most competitive region
100%.
in terms of what that point total has been. It's been pushed up to now above 60 points in terms of the threshold. I believe last week it was 62, and 2 victory royales was what got you through.
Yep.
And so it's just like absolutely nuts that that's the level in order to even make it.
It's insane. How
Oh no, I apologize. That was the duo one for last week. The last solos was 66, 65, and 2 victory royales put you through.
It is just so insane how stacked it is, and how the weeks have gone on, how much more competitive it's all become, because now people have been watching, people have been learning, wanting to get in, wanting to compete. More and more people have been qualifying for Champions League to be able to compete. It's insane. Sitox right now using that flint knock. Seems like it's his one ranged weapon alongside the combat shotgun.
Which he actually used to great efficiency right there, being able to use it from inside the box so he didn't get pushed back in the storm, and then swapped over the combat to finish it off. So getting a great chip right there. So while it does have the slightly wider spread, it doesn't end up having the bloom going through. But now we got not bad sniper with a not bad inventory either there, and he's going aggro on this baller right now. I mean, you just dropped an RPG in there, right?
Yeah, I always get scared shooting RPGs this close because knowing me, my phone always blocks and I take damage to myself. I like that. Doesn't tunnel vision. Knows his heavy sniper, that tool to break through any wall and gain access isn't reloaded. Besides, let's fall on back. I've got a great inventory. There's no reason to risk anything right now.
Yeah, he wants to try and steal this baller away from the other player, but he knows the player is there. Here's kind of the tomato splats going off against the wall. Somebody saying like, hey, I'm nearby instead. Settles with taking the minis away as the rotations are now going to come out. I mean, this is a pretty stacked game as well. You have Avarice, Fleox right there. You can see the rift going off as Healthy decides to rotate up and away. Bad Sniper is looking for wherever that launch pad was, but can't seem to find it, so might have to use his own. And instead, he's going to grab the drift board and say, "Cowabunga, I'm away."
Here he goes. Driftboard, still so useful for that rotation. Yes, you are vulnerable, but you know what? Look at how well that just went. It's a risk versus reward play. Not bad sniper, just trying to dodge whatever trap may come in from his opponent right here. Finds a couple weapons and some metal that he can pick on up. Nicely done. Healthy Twins, RPGing anyone that tries to push on out of that zone. And not bad sniper with the inventory he has.
He's already sitting
should
on
look
4.
for some nice elims.
And he's on 4 elims too right now, so he's already in a pretty good spot. Has picked up the legendary AR as well, getting closer to top 15, so looking for that second placement threshold. But in reality here, he's getting really thin on mats, already down to max metal, using 4 per on each one of these. Doesn't have the launch pad to get out, so instead he's going to look to push, and he does. Finds Spastic and manages to get only the wood there, but gets 500 of it.
Look at the pathing. Recognizing that a wall couldn't be placed there and hits the rift as well. Not bad sniper, 6 elims, top 12 right now, and all the materials you could ever want for this late game.
Yeah, and honestly, not bad sniper has really been, this is going to come as kind of like a backhanded compliment, but he's been the Saturday All-Star for Europe. Every time we've ever tuned into him on Saturday, he is ripping people apart and making plays, but I want to see him bring it over to Sunday one of these days, because it's clear that he's capable of doing it. It seems like he just needs to be able to translate it as he lands 2 great combat shots there and continues pressuring towards the high ground.
Taking a good amount of storm damage. They edit to drop the opponent down, but he did have redeploy, so down to just 20 actual health. And if he got dropped from right here, he would go down, but there you go. That's all he needed. A quick little HP tick on up. Everyone challenged for the high ground at the moment.
Yeah, and his reactive builds are so good to just make sure he's throwing something in the way, actually boxing off F-Spirit Viraz there, but Healthy is now working his way down. I'm not sure if these guys realize they're waterfalling right next to each other, but Bad Sniper seems to have an idea now as we're inside the top 10, drops the player down, and he put the ramp in the place?
Oh
my Lord. Bad Sniper, come on, man. You can't do him like that.
And the quick shot on the Twins. 9 eliminations, 6 players left. Can make it to the top 5. It's 2 more placement points as well. The edit's looking so quick at the moment. There goes Avarice, so top 5 earned. 7 of the 10 possible placement points. The only way you can earn more, win the darn game. Revenge, 133 health at the moment. No more HP healing abilities. Does have more minis and big shields, yes, but gonna be tough to pop anyways. We are in towards our 9th zone right now. Revenge continue to build on out. 70 total materials left. The challenge comes in. Nice shots to cut him down. Will he be able to get time to pop a mini? It does appear so. In these late game moments, you've got to build farther into the zone to be able to pop those minis / big shields, and I love that. Actually pops a second as well. Even though it only gave him 5 more shield, every bit counts. While all the fight is going up above, Revenge is able to pop enough shields to get back to full health.
Yeah, and Bad Sniper there, looked like he just picked up another trap elim, but now we're going to be pinned right up against the side of Polar, and you see, nobody wanted to do that, so everyone going aggro. Ctox drops down to Revenge, picks him up there, but Bad Sniper trying to find the RPG.
That's what I was worried about!
Out of nowhere, and he was worried. Courage!
What did I tell you?
You called it, you're right.
I'm telling you, in these high, tense arena moments, you cannot be 1 block away from your opponent and pull out an RPG. These guys are too good at picking up on the audio cues and recognizing when you're about to try to make a play with it, and they will block you so often that you literally think that they're cheating, but they're not, they're just better than you.
Throwing the wall right up in his face. Courage Stradamus there predicting the ending way before we even saw it, just out of a kind of gut reaction. I mean, you know, Courage definitely trusts the gut. Got it going there. Always leads him well. I mean, I wasn't going there. All right.
Sorry, I forgot I wasn't casting with Lupo. Lupo would have definitely gone there.
No, that was just a great gut instinct. That's what happens from a veteran caster who's been, you know, watching competitive games for years now. As we're on board here with Death Row Crazy K, and not a bad loadout, but not great either, as he gets chipped out and has to use the last of his minis.
And it looks like Crazy is having a deliberation with himself right now. Do I try to build my way to the zone, or do I riff this? Because you saw there was materials left behind, and Crazy is kind of in like a moment where he's looking to kind of force his way through with just builds, it appears. Has lost all the shields so far.
he's looking really indecisive. So
Yeah.
initially what it looked like he wanted to do was kind of the patented Tfue cloak, take all of the extra materials, tunnel out, and then double back to it.
Yep.
And he did that initially, but then a bunch of action happened to his right, and then he wanted to get involved with that, and instead it just ends up with him getting chipped and then not being able to double back for his own builds.
Yeah, and so he's like now just lower on mats. Thankfully, he does get that elimination on the Minzo, but still, it was one of those where you can't hesitate. You know, either way, with that elimination right there, does put him a little bit back, a little bit more of a favorable position, and immediately, I mean, it's crazy to see how the meta has developed since I was last here a couple weeks ago, where it is not even a hesitation. You pick up the combat shotgun when it's there. A couple weeks ago, you could have gotten away with the tac shotgun or made an argument for it. Now, nope, not the case anymore.
Yeah, and again, the players adjust to how it's going over and what it is for these guys, getting used to the rate of fire, getting used to that tighter spread, kind of the longer range, and then the tac really feeling like it doesn't necessarily make up for as much of the close range difference.
Yeah.
Right? So feeling that because these players are that accurate, that the close range benefits of the tac don't really outweigh pretty much everything else the combat is doing better for this state of the game.
2 rifts for Astro right now. Satting up in the box, peeking on through. One more player goes down, you get placement points. Will someone drop on our screen?
Oh, Soren is on literally no HP, and Zaggy goes down right there, and Meta gets picked up, and here's that combat shotgun. You can see him aiming down sights the entire time, whether that's holding LT or that R2, and yes, the corner of the airship will be in play.
It's not, after the zone 5, the slipstreams are shut off. For moments like this, a brilliant decision from Epic to shut them down, because right now, if everyone was going through this, trust me, all hell would be breaking loose, as everyone would be floating up and down. So I think a lot of people are just going to dodge that airship for now unless they have a means of dropping down without taking fall damage.
But now we have Lenouf, who qualified with Quentin in the last game there. Great Kuna stare replace into the edit. Bala would be proud, but then you can't lose control, and he says, don't need control, I'm just going straight forward, into the box, into your ramp, doesn't matter. High five, here's my shotgun.
And it's kind of funny. I think Lenouf thought right there at that moment, if this opponent hasn't placed a trap on one of these walls yet, then they don't have one. So just said, let's do it. Went right into the box, didn't waste time. A little bit of a risk, but you know what? It pays off with dividends. Doesn't get pushed by the storm, earns all the materials needed, engages, and gets the elimination that they so desire.
And also gets him into the top 15 with a great power position here on the edge of the zone. Nobody is near his side, which means he can only cover one direction, and then just look back and rain shots on these guys. I mean, look at him. Every second he gets, he's checking the side, aiming down sights with a combat shotgun, and ripping through people. There's Crazy K going down outside of the top 10 now.
Top 10 scenario. Balasconi so weak. There you go. Lenouf with the elimination again. Fight as well. Just one box over. Astro used both of those rifts so far. Going to come down to just simply how well you can shoot in these and build in these close range moments. Weapon upgrades on the ground. Actually not picking up that legendary assault rifle, but maybe in the heat of the moment just missed out on it.
I think he's just more focused on not losing his positioning.
Parasec.
But yeah, Parasec, who we saw almost get knocked out pre-top 25, is now desperately trying to keep that ramp going from some fire. But now everyone else on the low ground needs to be a little preoccupied because we're moving over one of those slightly awkward brown hills. Astro is desperately, he got it. He got the edge of it. That player will be coming down. Parasec, if he doesn't have anything, and he doesn't, he falls, and Astro finds him anyway with a nice little alley-oop into the top 5.
And that was Astro's way of claiming the high ground. And now look, Astro on the height, shoots down on one, spraying down on another now with the combat shotgun. 4 players left, top 5 earned. Will he get the last placement points that everyone so desires with the Victory Royale? Lenouf, we watched him earlier. Brilliant plays inside the boxes, still has all you could ever want for this late game scenario. Just peering on down, waiting for this player to edit on through. A nicely placed ramp does block that shotgun shot, though, to save that player another day. Stink comes in. Not sure if he's getting any tags at the moment. I believe there's one player close, but jumps over the Stink for a moment. And now it's Lenouf versus Astro. 1 versus 1. Astro still on that height. Both players low on builds, about 20 left. Lenouf takes a little bit of damage. Try to challenge that up. Astro just holding that right side. Lenouf down to just 3 shield. Popping as many minis as possible as Astro looking to challenge, looking to stay within arm's reach of Lenouf. Knows right now that he's got the full advantage in these final moments. Lenouf, 7 elims to this point. It's all dropping on in. The challenge comes through. Lenouf versus Astro. HP about similar on both sides. Slight edge to Astro. Lanouf, shots coming in. Can't connect with the first two. Astro with just 1 HP wins the game, earns the final points. Brilliantly done there. Well on his way to earning a spot on Sunday.
Great effort there from Lanouf. Wasn't able to quite put the builds out. Ran out at the end, got the shots, but didn't hit everything he needs. So Astro SMZ, the young kid from Gambit, taking that one away, getting the brilliant victory royale and running it out. I mean, pretty impressive, right, Lupo?
Absolutely, Sundown. Honestly, Saturday is always kind of the day where I feel like more shenanigans kind of happen. There's a little more craziness, a little more franticness, which for me, I kind of appreciate that. On the entertainment side of things, it's, in my opinion, gives us a little more to talk about as far as insane stuff that happens. But that's not the only way that these play out. You have a lot of very strategic players, and they take advantage of opportunities. And one of those things, we're actually going to look through a couple different plays real quick. Starting right here, Lolis, the top-down ownership of as much as he can of the map. See here, all the way up top, always very cognizant of what's going on around him. Peeking down from above, drops in and gets a couple shots off real quick. That elimination right there, and immediately you notice he looks back up to see who's going, if there's anybody rotating in from above. Does get a shot there and a baller, and here's the float in. A little flick up there and picks off an elimination. Meanwhile, Zuzo, I think an example of poor awareness potentially on some opponents' parts. You see lasering one opponent down right there as they were looking up out the top, and right here just kind of waiting his time. That fish does not necessarily see what's coming there. To combat shotgun shots from above means an elimination. Excellent example there of Zuzo showing players maybe not necessarily listening, and that's not the only player. Freder here, dropping in a couple quick edits, drop it down, watch that right there. Places the pyramid, catches himself, and then immediately edits the corner out to drop in and get another elimination. A lot of quick plays there. Zuzo, meanwhile from above, very accurate, taking ownership of both the high ground here and maybe the lack of awareness from the players underneath. Another quick headshot there, picking up a second elimination. Freder here, the edit on the outside, he's just kind of waiting, biding his time, taking the shots when he needs to take them. Catches that first player, but does not forget the fish is still inside the box and picks up the back-to-back very quickly. A ton of good examples. That's why I think Saturday is always one of the best days to see these quick reaction shots, the fast flicks and aggressive plays from players that, well, I mean, we love to see it in Fortnite. We've seen it a ton in the past. And even with the changes that are coming out, things haven't really, things are still high pace with the players at this skill level. Zuzo, as we saw a couple times in the middle of all those, well, player to keep his eye on. Freder on top of it as well. This is just, the rate at which these players react to what's happening is incredible. Now, the standings, as you see here on the screen, Lolis, one player we saw multiple times, has played only 4 of his games. And I don't know, hopefully people are seeing this. This is 4 victory royales and 4 games played. That's a 100% win rate thus far. And literally the place right below him, 10 games played and only 1 victory royale. The rate at which players are playing these games definitely shows that there's a big difference here. 67 points all the way up at the top there in the top 10, finishing out at 54. Not a massive spread, and you still have a ton of games left to play across the board here for a lot of these players. Only 4 though, that's 6 left. It would not surprise me, 67 all the way at the top, that's gonna be a triple-digit point placement by a mile, in my opinion. So we've got a lot of top-down ownership, a lot of really fast reactions, and it seems like quite a few players maybe not playing up to par necessarily, a couple caught off guard in the middle of all that. But to see more of that, we're going to throw it back over to the boys over the casting desk. Gentlemen, if you could, please take it away.
Thank you, Benny Boo. Sundown, is that the first time we've seen a player 4 wins in 4 games? What?
I think so, to win the first 4 out of 4. I know that Volks and Parpy won their first 3 in the finals, then got second in their 4th game, but I don't know if we've seen 4 for 4. And I mean, a really impressive way. That's basically going to lock him in for Sunday. So now it's all about just keeping that momentum riding.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are powerful weapons out there in the history of online entertainment. Thor's hammer, the Infinity Blade, and now the semi-automatic sniper rifle, Zizri. The power to strike down his opponents in the most fearsome of ways with this scoped weapon of the gods.
I'm shocked. that we're even seeing it today, because for me, it feels like for the comp players, it's kind of a trap. Right? Like anything else that uses heavy ammo, you're gonna get more effective DPS out of it with the first shot accuracy. Like particularly the suppressed snipe, the heavy snipe, all end up doing the job a little bit better. I mean, even if you're looking at the hand cannon, you kind of get it a little bit better, as we're on board here with Lowless as he was sitting at 50 points. So probably another huge game coming out from, again, we're not exactly 100% live. We will be pulling games from the top of the leaderboard as you can as well. But now doubling back to semi-auto, when it was introduced, it was one of my favorite weapons because I have a hard time with the projectile, just tracking it through, and I like not having to reload and take it out. So it helps me if I don't hit the first shot. Odds are good I'm gonna hit the second or third. With that being said, I'm surprised we see players. Honestly, he probably has it as just like a pick potential weapon, but you almost get more DPS out of an AR. So not really sure what his game plan is with that there.
I would rather have a bottle of Windex and a roll of paper towels to fight my opponents.
I challenge that. We can 1v1, you can have the Windex and I'll have a semi-auto sniper.
Hey, you never know. You really never know.
It would be quite the challenge indeed now as we get inside of that first placement threshold, top 25, and you can see Lowless again with a great position and great angles, covered from all sides despite being in the center of that zone. And you can see the scoring format over in the top right. Top 25 is 3 points. Next one, top 15, grants you 2 more. Top 5 is an additional 2, and then the victory royale gets 10 as Lowless pops that shadow bomb and gets on jumping.
Lowless floating on in, you just see all the way across. Mountains, it doesn't matter what's in his way. Easy to get the high ground. Every single time we've gone to Lowless, seems to be towards the top side of the height. As now Luke Boy Scram, shots coming on in. Has a great little inventory. Not a ton of spray potential though, with only 102 small ammo.
Yeah, needs to kind of focus on pushing through people's boxes with the heavy sniper and covering his sides. Does get ownership of the wall next door, but is getting pressured a little bit too much. Not sure if that player recognizes it, and instead is going to opt to just be a little defensive and pop on out for him again. Snooze lose, caught snooze and picked up inside the top 25 as Scram, the player who qualified in week 2, part of the Loot Boy duo with Mexi, picks up the rocket launcher as well from that one.
And goes from only like 105 SMG ammo to a legendary assault rifle with 485 shots.
Yeah, so he's going to have more than enough pressure there as these builds end up going. You can see Lowless constantly hawking for players. He's not just playing for players, but as the player jumps out, hits a 180 attack, and he says, all right, I'm going to leave.
Yep.
Don't want to get hit with that. Pops a mini and immediately gets it taken away. So instead, opts to drop down, catches himself with the shadow bomb, so no fall damage there. Also waits as long as possible, so he'll have as much time as he gets over in the other player's box. And what a great box fight between him and Markle.
I don't think Lowless meant to land there. I think it was just like as he dropped, because again, the second you land, if you've gone over those 6 seconds of the invulnerability you get with the shadow bomb, the second your feet touch the floor from flying, it instantly takes you out of it. So he just kind of dropped off that mountain, landed, and it looked like landed right inside someone's box and had to make that close-range, awkward fight end in his favor.
Now, he'd see there as opting to leave shadow bombs. This is the first time I've seen players actually do this, and just left a shadow bomb in favor of carrying this rocket launcher and the heavy snipe combo. So we'll see if that will pay off for him. Goes to the launch pad in a great little dodge there. You see him move his head to the side, and all of a sudden, he's on high ground with that rocket launcher and the heavy sniper. That's terrifying, but Lowless is going up.
Lowless is going up. Scram all the way on the high ground with an RPG. Chris, combat shotgun, AR combination are the weapons of choice right now. Sprayed on down, beautiful job catching on the side of that mountain. That's why you always want to stay close and connected to it. Gives you so many more chances to catch your breath in these awkward moments. But with the way that the zone is going, oh man, he's gonna have to push through a lot of builds right here, Sundown. A lot of builds.
That 180 was so good. I was almost like questioning, I'm like, why is he doubling back right there? But must have heard the player, and he picks up the elim to get himself into the top 5 and then also get back in the zone as Lowless absolutely destroys Scram there in the close range box fight and picks up the shadow bomb for his trouble. So going to try and get himself back up on the high ground as Heatsy has not given up the control since we saw him launch pad up there, and he still has that RPG raining down shots. Binds one onto Chris. You have Lowless in the bottom right, Chris in your top right, popping Freddy, and Heatsy in between as Chris picks up Freddy and pushes into the top 3.
3 players left. Lowless getting shot down with an RPG. Now down to 1 landing on the low ground. That's Lowless down low. Chris tries to land for height, goes into storm and takes 40 storm damage just to get the height for the moment. Wait, so Lolis is just going to play the low ground while these other two fight for height. It's now Chris all the way up top, Lolis on the bottom.
So they both have bandages right now, which Chris probably assumes Lolis doesn't. So he's thinking, okay, I can hold high and just go for a heal out, put the campfire out, and I'll be good. Lolis backs off, puts the campfire down, and they're just gonna fight it out. They fight it out in the box, and Lolis takes it away. Doesn't matter, no need for a heal off. Just push your opponent anyway, why not?
Of everyone we've been watching in these games, it looks like Lolis is one of the best at the very close range combat shotgun fights. That was like, what, 4 or 5 we watched him win that game alone, where it's like, in the same box, you can't escape, you can't edit out. It is just who will hit their shots, and Lolis has yet to lose one in the matches we've seen.
And the big change between the combat and the pump in terms of that is the fact that it's not a single shot. So yes, all of these players are accurate. Yes, they are gonna hit their shots, but who is more adjusted to the faster rate of fire and who can get those shots off at max speed and max accuracy, and that's what it looks like Lolis is doing. And we haven't seen a ton of players who have quite nailed that yet. And honestly, with how quickly these updates happen and how much everything changes, if you can get a bead on something like that and you can learn it just that much better, that might be the edge you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Dark right now, 39 points at the moment, 5 stinks, which, you know, the joke for a lot of people when you have that many stinks is it's almost like a free elimination. When you play duos, when I play with someone like Cloaksy, he'll literally call, oh, we have 5, 6 stinks. That's just, we decide who we want to take down, and we're gonna get them because of how useful those utilities are. And it looks like Dark has that exact idea right here. 1 stink out, 2 stinks out, already 20 plus damage done. Gonna continue to go. Another tick, another tick, another tick, Falcon down.
So one thing I will note there that Dark didn't do fantastically is the fact that stinks, when you overlap the volumes, you don't get increased damage. So your goal is to throw one, find where they moved, and then throw it again on that path so they're not overlapping. The second one wasn't so great, but it allowed him to track the path, so he threw the third one down and he got it, getting him closer to that top 25. 26 players remaining as we are down by Lazy Lagoon, and now Aziz goes down, so everyone getting the 3 points, and the next rotation will come out.
Look at the high ground right now. All the way up top. How do you pronounce this name?
That's 7 SSK7 from Virtus Pro, one of the Russian players who came out, actually qualified last week with his partner Jamside, and we've seen Jamside going back. We've seen both these guys forever, since Summer Skirmish, being one of the representatives who have come out, and I mean, just brilliant. And one thing too, like, the Russians, they have such a great way of going about playing the game in terms of how methodical they are and how they find their drop zones, how they go over, and how they're able to push an aggro. He knows he can take advantage of players like that Carl 7F going down.
That player, it just was like a blur how fast they go down. So the name pronounced 7SSK7. Still playing the height right now, probably having that internal debate. Do I build out from here? How do I play this one as the zone's going to begin to continue to go on up? Seems like right now waiting for what's going to pop and where it'll have to go. Builds coming on through. Kali floating on in with the redeploy, 50 builds left.
No utility outside of the heavy sniper and that redeploy, so either going to look to press into boxes or retake towards high ground, but instead going to opt to spray over with that heavy AR. See him trying to find an edit maybe, but that player covering himself as Akiexo does get picked up, and we're inside the top 20. And this lobby's stacked as well. There's a ton of really good players in here. Noodle Kongan, who we saw higher up on the leaderboard, is up there. You have Kali in here as well. I mean, a lot of these guys can play.
Yeah, and we're at the top part of the points. You know, from what we saw, 50-point lobbies. These are definitely very solid players, as you mentioned. Kali now up to 100 limbs. Ooh, quick reaction time, just deciding to build that player in the zone. It says, peace, I'll redeploy away. And for all that, only takes 22 damage. Not too bad. As he's now on the front side of the zone, we'll look back to see if he can get any shots downrange towards players with the zone at their back.
Yeah, and you still have 7 SSK7 up on that high ground, working his way down there. You have Arson 2K in the match as well. Elocrats down there as Dark does find an Elam on to Dark. The 7 SSK7 using that new tactical assault rifle to just spray shots down. Zane gets picked up as we get closer to the top 5, and we've moved over the water as well. So getting the rotation out here is going to cost you at least 1 extra mat. Noodle Kong in, going down outside the top 5, and everybody is pinned against that backside of the storm.
Jesus.
It's chaos, and right now 7SSK7 is just like fish in a barrel. Might be an understatement.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, have fun down there. I'll chill up here. Still has a rift as well to go. 7SSK, 5 players left, made it to the top end of the placement without actually winning the darn game to get those extra points. Here's a heavy sniper go off. You got to expect someone's in someone's box and says, you know what? Hey, that sounds like a great idea. I'll do the same as Mokar. Now cut down, and 7SSK doesn't skip a beat. Right back to the high ground.
Straight up, and now you have Kali on the mid ground. Gentoo just above ultimate low, and then Screamy down there. And the Virtus Pro player has so much more than all of these guys in terms of effective health, in terms of mats, in terms of utility. And right now, it looks like he's going to have them in terms of points as well. Working top down, you have 7SSK7 in your bottom right, Vex and Screamy in your top right, but picks up an Elin there, which actually gives Screamy the high ground right as 7SSK7 drops down to challenge. So Screamy now is going to be the one who dictates, blocking him off again, not able to find the edit back out, can't find the peak shots. He drops down and instead catches back-to-back headshots. Victory route going over, and he says, hey, I shoot my shot.
Ballin, 119, 136 with the combat shotgun right there. If you play a lot, you know just how tough this can be. Brilliantly done right there.
Absolutely insane. I mean, there's a reason he qualified for the duos. There's a reason he's at the top right now as we're on board with E11's items. So one of the most recent signings happened, I believe, less than 48 hours ago. E11 being the gaming organization coming out there, mainly NA based, but they are owned by the Toronto Maple Leafs winger, Zach Hyman, actually there. Yeah, really, really good guy. Super invested into Fortnite.
Oh yeah, and they continue to build out their roster. I saw they've been signing people left and right, it seems, as we're making roster adjustments.
And also, he's now a teammate of Stompy and Tashinkin. Stompy being so far the premier all-star of everything World Cup, winning pretty much every duo week, been top 3 twice in solos. So definitely a couple of solid teammates going on there. But
you know something we don't. 4 Rift to goes though. 4 Rift to goes in the hands of that player.
Orc H, speaking of, like, are these players just setting up their own little like inventories? Like
100%.
Just a nice little tunnel out there, has all the shields in the world. I mean, honestly, at some point, you just pop that slurp just in case it's denial, right? As we hit the top 25, so first round of placement points go out, everyone jumps up 3, and there it is there on the right side. The format, everyone is playing for top 25, 3 points. Top 15, 2 more, and then what else we got?
No, then obviously you see top 5, the Victory Royale there off of the placements. Orc needs this though, and here's why. Look at the AR ammo from 15 in his assault rifle to 249. That's why Orc did that. He loves having this inventory up here, right? The big shield, the slurp juice, all that extra shield. You know, you can't carry it all, so you might as well peek a little bit more, maybe be willing to deal more damage, and hey, if I get a little bit more of a firefight, I can heal on up to full. But Orc had so little ammo that he wasn't able to do that. Now, solve that problem, can look to get more aggressive with the shots downrange.
Yeah, you can't look to trade if you don't have medium ammo. That makes it a wee bit difficult, particularly in these circles when players aren't necessarily stacked right on top of each other. But now on board with Gambit's Astro SMZ, another one of those young players, not recently signed by Gambit, but one of the later signings by them, has been popping off and is looking for a decent amount of space here. However, Torque is directly above him, staring at him with a boombo through that edit, and he knows it.
Yeah, boombo, a horrifying weapon when it gets shot at you because it just causes mass hysteria. Again, Astro just playing with that pyramid edit that, you know, is so popular. You wind up just building a pyramid, then you hop on into it when it's fully closed, and then you edit through just to make sure, you know, no one really has any idea you're peeking through it. By going on top of your ceiling and going in between the pyramid and that ceiling, you no longer edit that floor, which would typically break through your pyramid, giving away that you're there. Now it just looks like, hey, there's just an innocent little pyramid there. Instead, there's actually someone waiting and peeking through it, looking for an elimination.
Yeah, and we saw Mr. Savage really start to revolutionize that there. As Astro waits on the backside of the storm until the last second, checks to see if anybody launch pads shadow bombs to the far side, and then turns back, gets an elim, gets a second elim, and then gets all of that utility rift to go, and a launch pad, and more shadow bombs. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, Astro's gonna fly away, and what's funny about the play right there is for maybe a lesser player at home, you'd think, oh no, don't run into the storm, you're going to take storm damage. Well, remember, in these competitive modes, we have the siphon settings on. He can take 2 ticks of the storm for 10 damage each, but then set himself perfectly up for that elimination, as you saw, and then get 50 health back, and it's like nothing ever happened. So,
and more importantly, too, if you take those 2 ticks, but it means you don't get an AR shot, it's still more worth. You're saving 10 HP. It's all about being as efficient as possible, getting as many points as possible as we get close to the top 15 now. And there it is. Blue finds Orgage, and he finds Flamin right away, looking right on the backside of the storm. That's what we talk about, why it's a power position. Everyone is desperately trying to run away from that 10 tick a second storm right there, and they just get picked up. Blue being the benefactor there, as now we're into the top 10, and Torque is looking to work from the top down.
And on the edge of this mountain, it looks like it's going to kind of go lateral to it. So it's not going to force everyone up the side, but you'll definitely have a lot to connect to. Shooting builds down will not be easy here by any means, as Torque has moved on up, uses one of those shadow bombs, and again, right back, peeking towards players who have their backs to the zone.
And this is such a good spot because he knows he's double covered above, and he has the mountain to his left, so there's no one who could possibly shoot at him.
There's no
These
threat.
are free shots, and then as soon as he's forced to rotate, pop your shadow bomb, decide whether you're going up or down. He's going to go far side of the zone and then turn right back over.
Preemptively lands one build above, takes control of it right away. Brilliant shots with the combat shotgun. Top 6 now. Whoever drops next misses out on those crucial 2 placement points you get for making it to the top 5. It looks like Blue and Pickus are the 2 weakest players at the moment. Torque still continuing to move, sees one player above, the spray comes in, and bro, the combat shotgun, with how pinpoint the accuracy is and how good these players are at tracking opponents, it is absolutely the best weapon for shooting players out of the sky.
It's so good right there, but you see Blue picks up 2 in the storm
as
Torque then picks him back over. So now you have Torque in your top right, Item in your bottom right, and it's a straight up 1v1. Item on the high ground, Torque on the low ground here, Courage.
Item, 37 total builds. Torque getting 1 layer closer, looking like it's time to begin to make some sort of play, and they're gonna rift. They're both gonna rift, and it looks like Item's gonna try to land first, but Torque lands in the zone to get the high ground, and this can come back to bite Item.
Yeah, that Item now doesn't have the HP advantage, and Torque has a campfire, and he has the shadow bomb to work top down. As it's going over old builds, he's in no rush here. Torque can just wait this out if he wants.
This could be a disaster for Item in these last moments. Trying to build on through, but look at how stacked these builds are. Thankfully, does find a little bit of an opening to continue to walk on through.
You can't miss these combo swings. Now, we talk about stressful moments.
Oh, he's got 4 campfires!
Oh.
Torque has 4
He's chilling.
campfires! Oh, it is done.
Hey, you got any marshmallows?
Oh, it is done.
Any chocolate? Maybe
Oh
a graham
my
cracker or
goodness.
2?
This man just sat in the storm for 8 minutes, filed his damn taxes, and ordered a reservation for 2 with a nice date tonight. Jesus Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have that pizzatini chilling for him when he gets back there.
love
I mean, that was brilliant. I mean, looks like he even had 3 more to spare. So the limiting factor there wasn't the campfires. It was actually the amount of space and the permit the fire department gave him to put those down. They say, nope, 4 campfires is enough. You'll take that ticks over. And a fun fact, once you have the 4th campfire down, you're only then taking 2 tick from that storm going through. So that's 50 seconds that you can just chill there.
Jesus, he had all the time in the world, it appeared. Freck, peering on through. Just playing around the ball now. Uh-oh, in one of those awkward moments, the ball's kind of between the floor. He's trying to get it to pop out. They go,
no!
Oh, gosh.
Oh, the second swing, and we talk about how paper thin those ballers are now.
Yep.
With only 150 HP, which if anything makes that original 300 mark. The player's not there.
Yep.
Like, you got to maximize everything, but now back on board here with Not Bad Sniper, and let's see if he's able to be a not bad builder again. We've seen him do so much
I don't know if he
on
needs
these
to build.
Saturdays.
I think he's got a baller just down to his left. And another game we tune in, another game he's got a rocket launcher. So pretty good combo to have.
I might go check out this guy's drop spot afterward, because he always, every time we see him, I don't know if it's, because typically we'll see him be on 3 or 4 elims here as we go into the late game, but now with only 1, I mean, he's probably hitting some good loot spots.
Question for you, because I actually don't know this. For the higher tier loot areas, like what, can you get a rocket launcher out of one of those drones? Do we know? I think that would be interesting to find out.
I'm not sure what the exact drop percentages are on that loot table yet, so I will have to like go back through and look. I don't want to misspeak to it, having not gone through and like double check the data table on it and what's in there, but I can definitely get that breakdown for you later.
Because if I find out, if you find out that, hey, you can get a rocket, you can get a heavy sniper from those little drones at the higher loot areas, I think it teases you even more to want to go there, Yeah,
I mean, it definitely is kind of an incentive to go there, particularly now with kind of the adjustment that has happened. Players talk about it being that much more difficult to find that combat shotgun and finding like it's enabled them. So, hey, maybe going to one of those hot spots when it's going off presses you forward. It creates a little bit more in-game action. I'm just saying from my personal experience, I haven't gotten one. I've only landed there 4 or 5 games, so I've gone through during the arena. So that would be what it's basing off of. But I'll double check, see what's in the data tables there, and see if we can't get a little more accurate breakdown of that.
On the high ground, a couple players challenging, not bad sniper. One of them hits the launch pad yet again and will soar all the way above everyone and peer on down.
Yeah, and you do see WGS Jag get taken out there. That is one of the players who flew over from South Korea, is competing in the European region. Also have Benji Fishy on board in this match, one of the duo qualifiers who is out there. Not bad sniper. Gonna reset for a second, pop the campfire down, and just top himself back up.
And with that last elimination, Not Bad Sniper actually jumps up to a maximum amount of rockets. So a Not Bad Sniper, you see all these builds coming on in, realizing I've got to live. I have so many rockets for late game. I've just got to make it a little bit further. Placement points coming on through, now up to 52 points so far today. Good showing so far, but you got to continue to push as far as you can. Build coming on through. Is that another rocket launcher? Double RPG? Do you go double RPG right here?
I mean, we've seen the Mongrel special. We've seen it work out incredibly well, but that's generally been from the high ground. I mean, you talked about it. I get scared now just from that wood experience about firing off rockets in the mid ground, as now we're inside the top 15. And Dreda just hanging out on this low ground, trying to get whatever excess mats he can, just being like, I'm in a baller, I'm in no threat, please ignore me and let me get my free placement points.
Thanks.
Yep, he's just saying, please don't shoot me. It's not as thick as it once was, but that glass, kind of been tempered down a little bit and will get poked through. But, still allows him to rotate, allows him to use less builds and get over on the far side and have a little bit of an effective shield, since he is below 150 effective HP here.
The question is, does Andretta try to make a hero playing over the high ground or just keep floating on through? Once you get to the top 5, the only other points you can earn is by Victory Royale. There it is. Andretta now making a move, goes up for a moment, and then drops right back down.
Yep, he's good. He's saying, hey, just don't mind me. I'm still in a ball. And honestly, shocked to still see a full HP ball hanging out around here. And he's going to drop right on out. 3 shots onto Freck. Does get traded out right after, though, so not going to get that siphon off. And he's still just hanging out.
And that was a bold play. That was for the top 5. If he dropped right there, no extra placement points. 4 players left. Andiza, Coley, it's like
XD, a lot of XDs going in there. Yep, but
and there it is. Finally, the play comes in. I was wondering when Andretta was going to use that ball to go for the high ground. It looks like he's had enough. Shots coming on and catches Coley off guard as Coley's farming the tree. 1 versus 1. Andretta, who basically played the whole game with the baller until the last moment. 175 health, 1 player just below. It's XD. XD not building at all.
He's out of builds.
No mats. Yeah, exactly. I was waiting to see if he had any, but it doesn't appear so. Spray coming on through. Andretta has enough. Can dictate when it's time to drop on down. Andretta also with a campfire. Not sure if XD has anything in their inventory to use to try to help heal in these last moments.
It looks like he has a number of campfires there, actually, and we've talked about then having a ton of resources, and he's going to double back. He's looking for it, and instead he's just going to drop down and finish it off. Brilliant job from Andretta, and we talk about it. Hey, if you're going to hang out in a baller, if you're not going to capitalize on those elim points early on when you're going through and you're just going to have those resources, you better close that match out.
Andretta, I think, got every single player in the top 5 at the end there. So Andretta, monster end game, brilliantly done, hopping out of the ball at the perfect moment to seize that opportunity. That's going to do it for Sundown on Eye of the Cast at the moment, but we're going to catch up with Lupo to bring us up to speed.
Sundown Courage, thanks a ton, guys. I don't know if you noticed, but it feels like I'm actually in Lazy Lagoon right now. This thing is wild. I'm gonna try really hard to not walk through the screen, but this is gonna throw me off the whole time. I can't look directly at it. It's nuts. They gotta have a really cool system with the camera and the angle of this. I don't know if you want to just dip down and show them how it changes like that. This is wild that they did this. It's a feature. It's a really cool feature, actually. But on top of that, we want to take a look back at a couple little one-offs. The plays we just took a look at moments ago, we saw quite a few. Again, the awareness level of some of these players is through the roof, and others not so much. The top-down ownership of pretty much every single game has been one of the most important things we've seen. Lowless, honestly, unsurprisingly at this point, another set of plays here. A very similar position we saw him in previously too. This ownership of the above, taking shots at players that are rotating in, back-to-back hits as players are flying through the air. And this kind of positioning, you see Lowless in spots like this very often, where he owns the angle on everyone that is mid-movement. He's already in the safe zone. He sees players flying in from above, even the same elevation below. He's just taking shots every chance he can. And then right here, these timed rotations, shadow bombs, the combat shotgun, and angles are just, it's a plethora of skills you need to have, and Lowless is showing he's got those in spades right now. I've had the opportunity a few times to talk to some of the players that we've already seen qualify, people that you've seen on stream. The skill list that is required, or at least the hierarchy that they consider the most important things, almost always at the top of the list is the cognizance of gameplay, the awareness, the positioning. Those things are so important, even more so than building and accuracy. Players are putting that all the way to the top, and these replays are a good example of the game knowledge is really king. You have people like 7SSK that are 100% ahead of what their opponents are doing every single time, just in the way that they're thinking about how to play a certain instance, and stuff like this shows. If you're watching from home, if you're trying to figure out exactly how to step your game up, gameplay knowledge, that kind of cognizance is huge. Now, Lowless, we saw earlier, had only 4 games played and 4 victory royales. The next 2 did not come in as wins for him just yet, but he's still all the way at the top of the board. 6 games played, 73 points, a 4-point lead over Mongrel from Secret, and there's a few names up here that we're kind of not surprised to see the top. But as always, Saturday is kind of the toss-up day. We see a lot of players going out of the way to be a little more aggressive than normal. You're going to see people with very high elimination counts, players that are making maybe more aggressive drops, things like that. And honestly, for me, from the viewing side of things, I love to see that, because it does show that these players are versatile in skill. It's not just about strategic positioning and timing. It's not just about playing the slow game and waiting for other players to rotate. It's about being able to be aggressive and push onto people's boxes, take ownership of walls, things like that. And I think as we've seen gameplay change, we've seen a lot of those skills, I think, elevate. And we're going to continue to see those kind of things going forward. This thing's still throwing me off. It's like I'm just going to walk out. I'm going to go loot over there. I know there's a box up top. I can go to the top of the tower. It's all sorts of stuff, man. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you very much. We're going to throw to a 5-minute break. But don't go anywhere. Maybe go to the bathroom, grab a drink, swing on back. We got more solos. Before you know it, see you in a bit.
The last couple of matches, I really thought that I'd blown it, because I really didn't get much points early on. I thought that there was not really much chance, which I think lifted a lot of pressure off my shoulders, because I knew there was nothing to lose. I just went for a lot of kills and there was no pressure on my shoulders, so it was easy. I didn't expect to qualify. Like, I thought I was going to have to go again next week. So going into that last game and actually managing to do it, getting a 12 kill win when I needed an 11 kill win, I was literally just laughing. Like, I was laughing so much. I don't even know why I was laughing. Like, I was just hysteric.
I'd say this one was really different, because you're not used to play against the top 3K player. You need to adapt, you need to play differently. After that last game when I qualified, my brother just came out of his bedroom and we hugged, and I was super happy. We jumping around. I'd say right now it's really hard to get top 6, because you never know what's gonna happen.
Usually when I just land, I try to get as much mats and loot as I possibly can. I try adapting to the meta and getting as much rotation as I possibly could. And then when I make it to the end game, I try to get as much kills as I possibly can. Usually I like sitting high ground when I know I could probably take advantage of the utility I have in my inventory. But I usually play mid ground when I have a lot of materials I could waste, or I have other movement I could use, maybe a launch pad onto height, and it's pretty much just like a mix between what I have and what I think I could possibly do with what I have.
Just having the tools and like assets, abilities, and just everything like there and using it is going to help me advance for sure. And just taking like note of people that keep qualifying. I try to take notes on like just about everything just to make sure I know and I have the upper hand on people, just studying how they play and stuff. I have a spreadsheet that I create for each game, so I could recommend this to a lot of players, is that you create a spreadsheet, you make a tally of how many eliminations you have on each game, you make a tally of when you die in the game, and you make a reasoning of how you got eliminated in the match and how you could have benefited it. Duo qualification is the only thing on my mind right now. It's not just for me anymore. I want my duo to qualify too.
My practice normally starts at about 8 a.m. where I just play some creative and mess around and free build for a little bit. And then at about 11 a.m. I'll start playing some low-level scrims just to practice a little bit. And then I'll VOD review a little bit too. And then when 5 p.m. starts, that's when I play the pro scrims and get like the most practice in until about 12 a.m. I like to have other people VOD reviewing. I don't really like to self-VOD review that much. I do it sometimes though, but having other people look at your game can make you really see the mistakes that you can actually point out yourself, because you just don't really see them as mistakes. So then when you have someone else come in as a third party and look in at what the mistakes you're doing, it can really improve on your gameplay. You're never going to improve if you don't take action on yourself and realize the mistakes that you're doing. You're just never going to get better. You got to fix your own mistakes to improve on the game.
My final games was pretty good, to be honest. I ended up in top 5 and top 3 with a lot of kills, so that definitely made me qualify. Celebrating with the other guys was amazing. We were having fun and celebrating me and just having a great time. It's my first trip to New York and USA in general. It's very exciting. It's a big moment of my life.
Yo, what's up, Fortnite fam? DJ Zeke in the building. Do you want to be part of a Fortnite festival featuring your favorite Fortnite creators, characters, and celebrities? Well, then you need to hit up the Block Party. This 2-day event on June 15th and 16th at the LA Forum. Tickets are just $35. What are you waiting for? Day 1, the first ever Fortnite Creative Showdown. Celebrities, gaming personalities, and a few lucky fans will fight for fame in this player-made game built by Team Evolve. Day 2, the Celebrity Pro-Am returns. 50 celebrities, 50 pro gamers, all pair up and battle for a $3 million charity prize pool. I can't wait to party with you, so get your tickets now and I'll see you at the Block Party.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Week 7 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open. The solo qualifiers are well underway here in Europe. Just had a great time casting with Sundown. The action already fantastic so far today, but it's time to hand over the casting reins to 2 other fantastic gentlemen. The games are ready. Golden Boy and Dr. Lupo, come on in, take over the casting stage. Have a good one, gentlemen. Crush it. Crush it.
The only way I know how, bro. You see how much I weigh? Just sit down, and then I'm just on it, baby.
You're giving me too many opportunities right now, and I love you to death, Alex. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Here's the thing. I don't trust you, and when you and I are together, things are said. So I'm not going to give any moment. I'm not going to give you any chance. Anyway, we're excited. It's time to jump into some EU Fortnite solos. Let's hop on into it. I'm not going to give you the chance, Lupo.
Don't worry, I'll find my way. I always do. You know that, Golden Boy. Lolis, kind of the star of the show so far for Europe, and honestly, does not surprise me in the slightest. We've seen a ton of really, really well executed plays here, a ton of accurate shots. You see even right there, beaming a player on the rotation in there. Zenith was taken, about to be potentially eliminated, not too far away from a number of other players in almost the same box. You see players rotating through the air. A lot of opportunities here for players to try and third party or just kind of gatekeep as people are making their moves right here.
That's right. And you saw earlier 15 minutes remain for the Q Times of Europe. Top 1,500 will qualify for tomorrow's big game, where 8 spots will be up for grabs. And Nikiva all the way up on the high ground here, and there you see the spots and the qualifiers per region. Oshi, everyone will get a spot this week. The numbers vary per region, but Nikiva hitting those shots from the distance onto Dark Bull gets the elimination.
Potentially a chance for other players to take note. Having L2 in your name doesn't do anything good for you. You will still get beamed out of midair.
It's like having TTV in your name.
Smile.
You know?
or
smile.
Even the smile, even the little smiley face.
Doesn't really do much.
I wish it did. Could you imagine if it granted you superpowers or something like that? No?
I would do it. Actually, speaking of TV, I saw the TTV and the TV right at the end there.
Golden Boy, in positions like ours, as they say, once a bot, always a bot.
It's true.
Right?
I live my life in a very robotic way.
Wait, 2 attempts here. Go round 3. Still can't make it. Let's go for number 4.
Let's go for this next one.
And there it is. Landed the jump.
Because you know what they say, 4th time is a charm.
That's not an actual. What? You were just up there, and then you.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 or 5.
I think maybe Horify was just maybe looking to see if he could like catch someone off rotation, but not going to really work out.
The quick edit peek through the pyramid was the goal there, but the number of players kind of bunched up over here.
Yeah.
At some point, somebody's got to pop out and go for the shots. Horify is that player. Gets a pyramid from underneath, catches maybe that player inside and trying to edit their way back up now and take ownership of the floor. The wall block out there, but now's the time that purple AR swap to the combat shotgun. Picks up the 3rd elimination. We're at max builds right now. 150 total. The materials are all full. A flintlock, a combat shotgun, the redeploy 6 minis. No traps in the inventory, so it's not perfect, but it's extremely good.
Yeah, this is a decent loadout. I think, Horify, get up to the high ground. That's when that redeploy is going to become useful. As it currently stands, you're not really going to get much value out of that one. But they're just going to be pushing on forward here, Lupo, and got a lot of players still left alive, 26. And bear in mind, you're going to start to see the first placement points come through once we get to that top 15. So a lot of players have to go. There you see right there, each elimination is going to grant players 1 point. Victory Royale, a total of 10 points. We head back over to Horify, who's just trying to play defense, even get ownership or not really take ownership, but just try and hold this off there. And with that flint knock, was able to get a down. That was very well done onto Lorlin. That's 4 eliminations.
We had a conversation on stream a couple days ago about the flint knock, and I'd like to bring it back up with you. The flint knock is kind of the jack of all trades weapon. It covers pretty much everything that you might imagine you'd want it to do. It could be a sniper rifle from a distance, especially if you get a crit with it. Up close, you can treat it like a shotgun and go for those close range flicks. It's an impulse grenade.
Yeah.
It's a redeploy. If you think
very
about
versatile tool. It's not even like a weapon. It's like a tool because it allows you to do so many different things.
Kind of does everything. It might be a toaster if you've ever tried to make toast with it.
Yeah.
You could use it as a pen if you need
That's
to write
true.
with it.
That's
very
true.
slow.
I've seen
You're
it.
gonna have to
I've seen
shoot it into a wall or a piece of paper.
Multicolored pen, by the way.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's not just black
one of
ink
those
or blue
fancy
ink.
ones you push down. They have all the different. You're out there.
You're going to get orange ink out of that.
If you know what we're talking about, and you have one of those, take a picture of it and tweet it at GoldenBoyFTW on Twitter. Make sure that he sees every single one of those pictures.
I want to see as many of your multicolored pens as possible.
Let's get a hashtag Fortnite World
Thank
Cup
you
in
so
there
much for that one. But I also want to see Nikiva here, because Nikiva was a player that we jumped on with at the beginning of the game and has been performing very well. Also going to be running with that flint knock. I think it's kind of a similar kit from what we saw Horify use as well.
Nikiva, almost the high ground, almost the ultimate high ground. You do have one player above, 7 remaining. Oxygen with Zartex, the 5 eliminations, 94 builds, looking for the 6th Elam there, finds it. Gen 2 goes down up to 131 and does have 2 full shields. There's a launch pad right through the door. No opportunity to use it at this point. Zone too small, and everyone's going to get pushed north. There's the mini, creating the full shield.
Oh, it's going to get challenged right side.
The trap.
Trap down, gets the elimination.
Oh my God.
Onto Peach. We're going to be in the top 3 here. So some more placement points. Nikiva, no shields. Zartex, barely any. Horrify is going to be all the way up at the ultimate high ground here. And this is looking really good for Horrify, but the Flint Knock is going to get the high ground. Nikiva, such a smart play. We were just talking about the value that you're going to get out of that Flint Knock, and that is it right there. It is a movement item. It is a weapon. It gives you so much. And now, Nikiva goes right back down to the low. Horrify, Flint Knock as well. And Nikiva's going to get eliminated there, but it's going to come down to Zartex, who has to go outside to try and get that high ground. Horrify is going to go all the way down low, but it's going to get seen. Has to get to the safe area there, and Horrify is going to pull off the victory royale. Zartex went in there for the challenge on the high ground, but Horrify had his number with that blue combat shoddy.
Golden Boy, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like at certain times the players can hear me somehow because it's another example of we're literally talking about the Flint Knock and the versatility. At the very end of the game, multiple players giving excellent examples, dropping in and using the Flint Knock to save themselves from fall damage, a quick build there, or even elevate themselves all the way to the top. Ownership of high ground on the spot, on the fly. It's incredible the way the players have figured out to use such a weapon. By the way, bottom left corner of your screen, 9 minutes left for Europe to queue in. You're almost done. If you're going to get the games in now, now's the time. Make sure that you're using as many of those opportunities as possible, because if you miss out on maybe just one game that you could throw in real quick to get a couple elims and then re-queue, very important to take control.
I was going to say, the Flint Knock really reminds me of early, I forget the season, but when they introduced Impulse.
Yeah.
And we were seeing players, utilize the Impulse nade in very offensive ways and giving them like different kinds of like push opportunities. Oh my word, that was very well done from Lewis. That player, I mean, Vapor's genuinely shocked that Vapor's kind of just like allowed that to happen.
It looked like he was trying to go for the turbo build. You saw him standing there. He had the little blueprint out, so I'm sure he was holding it down. And looks like Lewis got the wall ownership, a quick edit, and that combat shotgun shot.
Very quick ownership of that. But yeah, you start to see the innovation that these players introduce. Not only at the highest levels of competitive Fortnite like we've been treated to throughout the entire of the Fortnite World Cup. That's what you're going to get here. That right-hand advantage, nasty there from Lewis onto Yasa. Yasa just did not have a chance. Lewis played the angles incredibly well. And that is like fundamentals. People really don't think about that, but that is fundamentals of a game like Fortnite, or any game for that matter, that has a camera that skews over to the left side. You just want to play that advantage on your right as much as possible. People don't factor that in.
Mr. Savage here. A name at this point has to be extremely familiar to anybody that watches competitive Fortnite. He's shown us countless times why that is. And honestly, one of I was literally about to say, one of the most accurate players with the Flint Knock, and there it is, a 180 headshot down from above. You cannot hold that too long.
The shot with the spin, it's so nasty. Ah, that was
sauce on that one. You got to look out there. Savage collects his loot. 9 rockets.
Picante.
Look, this is one of the best loadouts we've seen so far. Actually, right there, an interesting swap. I think at this point, this late in the game, he picked up the dynamite, dropped the Flint Knock, because right now there's going to be so many players that are stacked up on top of each other in builds. If he can be above or same level, he just drops those dynamites in. He's going to clear out a lot of the build, expose a lot of players to each other, going to force fights, and expose them to him. So he has a chance. That tactical AR, very, very good. It's just beaming players from above. Dealers looks like popped out of his baller there.
I think that play as well is just one of those that, like the stink, you're just looking to impact the lobby, right? Like you're not looking to just win it. You're looking to just ruin everyone's time there, because you know that there's
everyone to have a bad day.
Yeah, you know that there's going to be a lot of value for you to be able to pick off players who are exposed, or just whittle that number down so you start to get those placement points as well, right?
Speaking of which, we're at 18 players left, 3 more, and we get another set of placement points. They start there at 25 in solos. Savage taking quite a bit of damage at the top of the screen. Dealers taking the high ground. Savage is going to have to rotate in, but meanwhile, at the bottom, Mongrel, the the pyramid edit peek, pops the corner open.
Completely unaware. Mage completely unaware at that moment, and Mongrel can just go right back to his hole.
You'll notice too, players with shadow bombs, I don't know if you saw that very quickly. Mongrel he edited a door in. He's gonna pop the shadow, go out the door so no one can see him on the rotation. Instead of jumping out in the air exposed and then throwing down the shadow bomb, he's ahead of the game just by having the window open. We're down to 12 players now. The next set of placement points have gone out. A shadow bomb to save the fall damage. 9,000 IQ from dealers here. Didn't even have to waterfall. Was planning on using the shadow bomb in rotation anyway. Head of the front takes a ton of damage from behind a rotation. A quick box up. The minis into the full. He's not going to have time to pop more than just one as that fish is trying to make their way through. Dealers pushes out the top, trying to elevate himself so he can get any shield off that he can. Right now he's going to need this. He's going to be able to top off here on shield. 30 HP missing. Shouldn't be a big deal, but we'll see here in just a second. Here we go, those dynamite going off. That's Mongrel.
Yep.
I know Mr. Savage, who dropped the flint knock earlier, started to throw down the dynamite guarantee. He's still out here. Macha in the feed picks up.
And look how high up he is, man. Like all the way up there. And there's like dealers now is just gonna have to play defense. Needs to be cautious about players. They're gonna be in front of him, and now we're gonna be in top 5. Players are gonna earn 7 placement points. Dealers does manage to take out Majin. What a shot there with that gray heavy AR, putting it to good use in the late game. And now we're gonna be down to the top 3 players. Dealers has 2 eliminations, a decent kit here. At the very least, what he's gonna have to deal with that shadow bomb as well. Maybe try and use that in case he's going to be in a potential situation where he's going to lose damage on the high ground. But 13 builds remaining now. Mr. Savage up above. Dealer's going to be in the mid. Mongrel down low. These are 2 players you simply do not want to be sandwiched in between. But Dealers is going to get the better of Mongrel. Mr. Savage throws down the Splodes. The Splodes don't find the target though. Mr. Savage is going to be weak as Dealer's going to be able to take out 2 of the best players in European Fortnite right now as Dealers all the way low, no more builds. Savage, 20 builds, is gonna have the Splodes. This is the moment. The rocket goes down. Dealers with that shadow bomb. It's gonna get right on top. Oh, it tried to get above him, but it did not happen. And Savage is doing such a good job of just holding this one down, not allowing him because he knows he doesn't have a chance, and he makes full advantage of it. That is gonna be the victory royale, courtesy of the legendary Rockets.
Mr. Savage, that dynamite swap out pays off in a huge way. In the middle of that, we saw suddenly every single build was just getting decimated. And that was Savage throwing down the dynamites. He timed it perfectly, waiting till the very end of the game, exposed everybody to each other. The shift in player count had to have been huge at that point.
Shout out to Dealers though, man. In between 2 phenomenal players. I mean, Dealers no slouch himself, but you have to give credit where credit is due. That is not hard.
GB.
And did the best in the bad situation. No more builds to work with.
Between the 2 of us, 5 or 5 myself, 3 players remaining, and I know that it's Mongrel and Mr. Savage. I'm just gonna back out of the game.
I know.
I'm just gonna back out.
I'm glad there's no like nameplates. You know,
maybe on install. At that point,
there's nothing more you can do.
That's pretty much it.
It's just quit out. Or at least for me. I'm sure for like half of our audience, they will relish at the opportunity to take that fight.
No, I don't need to cry today, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, hello.
Player inside the box doesn't realize. Riles catches him off guard.
Hey chat, we're gonna start practicing. Just mechanically, really. Get rid of all this oil. It's just and shift this. Into this debris. Ready to go. Like about. Volume's too low. Just increase the game volume. play that max. What's up, Kevin? Can you hear me? Hello? Kevin?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so in an hour, I'm gonna be playing, solo qualifiers.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna try and get to tomorrow. My goal is not even to qualify for World Cup, just to get to because today is the semifinals of the qualifiers, and tomorrow is the finals of the qualifiers. So my goal is just to get to the finals of the qualifiers. That's my goal.
Already.
Because then technically I'm a top 3K player in North America East, which is the second most populated region. Let's get it though. Let's get this dubs. Get some mechanics ready, get some builds, you know. Get everything. All the practice. Let's do it. Ugh. That's almost so loopy. My ping seems okay. I'm losing way too many frames to be playing on 144. Way too many. Why am I still losing frames? Feels pretty smooth though. 160. Kevin, I just want. Do you mind if I test the drop? Let's go block. I just wanted to test this drop because I want to try and use it today.
Already.
And I want that legendary chest.
Oh yeah, facts.
It's in the ship. And I went there this morning just to try and see how to like know where it is and understand how to loot it, because you have to be really quick when you're looting, right? Especially if you don't have circle. Yeah, this man, I don't think he knows what he's doing. Maybe he does. There's a pistol right there. Just find a gun. We can kill whatever he's got if you have a gun. On me, Kevin.
There's this guy. What? I'm on the. I can't even help you.
Did you come to the ship?
I'm outside. Yeah.
This guy's just wasting his ammo. Got him.
Can I have a gun?
I don't. Yeah, you take his gun. Take his gun. I'm gonna go get the legendary chest.
Okay, tell me if there's more people.
Oh, he got it. Yeah, there's a guy. Come to me. I need help. You come to me.
Okay. Oh, he's right on top of me. Oh, Ben.
I'm lagging a little bit. Are we on NA West? Hopefully not.
I have no idea. I can't put it auto.
Yikes. From where? Where am I getting shot from? Yeah, make sure you're on NA East. Because I'm lagging. Bruh, this man. Hit a guy for 27. They're coming down the zip line.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just there. Man's trying to peek. Oh, over there, right there. Let's rush that.
There's a baller guy?
Yeah, I know. There's a rift over here, Kevin, we can use.
Where he fell down?
Yeah, I need a shotgun.
You're coming to me? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's okay, I got him.
There's two people.
I hit him for 38.
There's one guy under me.
One guy under you? Okay, one guy on me. He can't hit me though. The man's just chilling there. You need help? Where's he at? Where's he shooting from, Kevin?
I killed one guy.
Nice. Yeah, this guy's moving. This guy's over here. He's going around the rock. He'll probably end up there. No, he's right there. He's right there. Let's rush them together, Kevin. Let's rush them together.
Alright, let's go.
Make sure you have a little bit of mats, though. Okay, wait,
Are you here? I'm here.
Yep. Let's do it. Is he there? Got him. Yeah, he's a bot. Bot. I've got a good amount of mats. Can you break this whole thing? Damn, you can break the whole thing. What do you mean? Look at this materials. What is this?
God. You should come here,
Yeah, the only problem is it'll be contested. And these guys are really good, like mechanically. Their builds are really nice. Their aim is really good. So that's why, you know, this is just good warm-up, farming up. Understand the looting of things. Understanding the rotation. Yeah, the mats are dope. I'm already max brick. That was easy. The only problem is I only have a infantry rifle. And there's so many ammo boxes. There's like 21 ammo boxes. Honestly. 21 ammo boxes. That is insane. For one place. And the block's not even that big. Honestly isn't. This is an easy, this place is such an easy 500 because it's a good amount of steel, good amount of wood, and a good amount of brick. A very nice amount of everything. Especially this block. Some blocks are pretty garbage though, you have to admit.
Yeah.
This block is good though. I like it. Yeah, I'm lagging. Do you mind if I host after?
Yeah, you can host here.
Are you lagging or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. There's a big bot here, you can have it. Okay, I'm max wood and max brick. Yeah, I'm at like 200 ping, which is weird. Rifters, try and get some shots in the sky. If you can. I don't see them. I would assume they just go circle, but... You have a shotgun?
Nope.
Wait, didn't you pick up that guy's shotgun that I killed?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I have a drum gun, a dual pistols, and a suppressed SMG and a suppressed.
There's some apples here. You can eat instead of wasting this medkit. There's a few. There's like 2, 3. I wouldn't get in the slipstream. Just chill on that for a little bit. We still got a little bit of a ways to. Maybe actually get in the slipstream. It's just the quickest. I'm landing at this airbase, this base. It's been looted, but I just want to get some steel. Oh, these guys are pretty tight. I just see a baller chilling. Are you chasing the baller, Kevin? I wouldn't.
No.
I'm just chilling over here.
Beautiful. Supply drop.
More apples here. How did that not work? There you go. Where's the supply drop? Oh, it's pretty far. I don't have a shotgun. I'm gonna go look for one. People? Yikes, how can I not build there? He's right there, Kevin. And you right behind me, right? Get him for 38. I'm dropping him down. On me, on me.
There's a kid on me too.
I'm lagging, I'm lagging. Yikes.
They try hard.
Yeah, I know. Yikes. Yeah, I got the full damage as well. Yeah, stay with me though. Can we focus one guy instead of battling two? Instead of each one battling us? If we stick together, we should be okay.
Yeah.
This is harder. It's easier to win a fight 2v1 than it is to 1v1. Cause you never a lucky shotgun shot, right? It's all good. Just warming up, getting some warmth. Actually, I was wondering, can you warm me up with a 1v1?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Creative?
Yep. Oh, can I just be host?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I should be okay.
Bạn vừa ra hết việc học lên này.
Okay, I have a 1v1 island, so we should be okay.
Okay. Hả? Game ra đi. Này em chứ.
I'm still lagging. What is this? It's so weird. Oh, let's go. Yeah. Wait, how did I miss that? Okay. Are you in?
Almost.
Let's do it.
Cái mà điều gì bạn làm đó? Tao sẽ đi.
Tao là thầy.
Tụi mà này ra mới là đủ rồi. Em nó mẹ nó. You ready? You ready, sir? Kevin. We are going to run. But you come into the iron sheet and
No, I bought my builds there. My game is lagging, is the thing. Wait, Kevin, just pause for a sec. I still change the setting. I won't be long.
Alright.
I will not be long. Yeah. Failing to do your job. Okay, we can go.
Ahorita cuando...
Oh, there's fall damage. Lol.
Agarrar. Pero
Kevin, let's just switch edit maps. Can you hear me?
Edit maps?
Yeah, let's just switch maps. Do you have a? We can just like go to an actual island. Just come on.
I just built your chest.
Yeah. Oh no, we can just build like this. We don't have to start a game. We can legit just 1v1 like this. As long as just switch teams.
But then like flying and stuff.
It's like if you fly, it's by accident. It's not a big deal. Just put away whatever you want in your inventory, and it's yours. Honestly, that's legit it.
How do you have how do you get 5 slots?
Okay, fine. I'll start the game. Just make a chest then. But make sure you don't use the old chest. I'm deleting the old chest. Those are OP. Make sure it's like a reasonable lineup. Like not spammy, nothing like that. Just a chill lineup. So all the old stuff gone. I'm just deleting all the old stuff. Okay. You can build your chest. Make sure it's reasonable. The loadout that you want to have. That. I will still take the. It is still spammy. Take that. Wait, why am I equipping it? Whoops. I don't want to.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
I did not mean to do that. Whatever, I'll just add it to a chest. That's the thing. Okay, add. In fact, I'm gonna use the rest of the stuff. Just whatever I can scavenge. Weapons. Boop. Shotgun. Boop. Drum gun. The worst drum gun version. And then at that point, I'd like to have some minis. No. Okay, that's fine. Make sure it's reasonable, Kevin. Don't be irrational.
Hey, you're done. You're screwed today.
Boot. Hopefully I didn't just put one, just in case. Okay, my chest is ready.
I'm ready.
Let me just take this stuff out of my inventory and then delete it. Yeah, don't touch the. There's a metal box. Don't touch any of the guns in there. That is illegal. Let me just set it so that it's right. I think it's just my island. I think it's good yesterday's settings. So I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let's start the game. I went with a fairly reasonable lineup, okay? I didn't go crazy. I went with like the worst variation of all my guns.
The worst?
Yeah.
I think I went too OP.
Yeah, so like I got a blue TAC AR, I got a blue combat shotgun, I got a green drum gun. Everything's infinite though, so technically we have infinite.
Technically you're screwed.
Okay, ready? Let's set it up.
Yo, my loadout is 30. Hold up. Let me get this unfurled gun. Since we won't be needing snipers. Let me go my boombo.
You're lagging really hard, Kevin.
I'm gonna get my boombo ready and beat you with it.
Ahí no le tira. Voy.
Wait, what? Whoops.
What's going on?
I got those boogie bombs. What? Can't catch me now.
You just dropped down.
क्या गेम नहीं चालू कर दिया तो पहले ये करना आ रहा तो मैं आ गया तो मम कौन है जो करो तो लिखो Tudo pode. Tá, Lili. Oh my gosh, não dá, só por causa disso. Ele apoia para
Okay, come on. Can we have like a super buildy 1v1?
Okay.
Like the absolute, just build your heart out.
मारने लिया हुआ मैं तो
Wait, it didn't break. Stop.
मारने लिया हुआ मेरा तो है
It didn't break. Stop building. I just said to stop.
No, you told me to build my heart out.
Yeah, that was before. It didn't. Let it. Okay, it's good. We're good now. Everything's fine. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoops, I'm lagging. Why did I always lag during the qualifiers? That's the thing. Like, I'm lagging so hard right now, honestly. Kevin, I said build your heart out. I do not see hearts being... What is happening? I'm lagging! I'm at 500 ping. I'm lagging so hard. I'm so laggy. If you don't kill me, you should be pretty ashamed of yourself. I'm lagging so hard. Kevin, you should really be ashamed of yourself if you don't kill me. I missed all my shots. I can't do that in the qualifiers. Ah, I had the chance. Come on, good play. I gotta expect that. Okay, reset. Oh, you just wanna go? You wanna go? Huh? Yikes. I'm lagging still. Alright, wrong gun. How did I not catch myself there? That's annoying. How did I fall all the way? How did I manage to fall? How did I miss that? Stop spamming explosives.
Thank you.
Come on, Kevin. Ah, get rid of the traps. You have to actually build battle. Just because I'm building you does not mean. Oh my god. Actually, Kevin. Just because you're getting outplayed doesn't mean you gotta be like that. Wow.
This gun doesn't even shoot, yo.
Is that a pump?
Yeah, it's a heavy pump.
Get your pump out of here. I'm coming right for you at the top, Kevin, since you gotta play like that.
Can't catch this, can't catch this, I'm already so high up. Yeah, that's what I thought. You're gonna shoot me down, aren't you?
Oh my god, these aren't even in the game anymore.
Now they are.
Stop infinite spamming them. Oh my god. Honestly, Kevin, that's the only way you can beat me.
I can beat you 5 million more of these.
I'd like to see you try.
Oops.
Enough! Oh my god. Honestly, Kevin. Oh my god. Chill. Oh my god, there's nowhere to dodge, man. Honestly.
You're so toxic.
I'm toxic? I'm toxic? I'm lagging. I'm lagging, man. Got pretty bad. Is this your only way to beat me? Is this your only way to beat me? Wrong box. Wrong box, damn it. Chill. 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 These aren't even in the game anymore. There's... Kevin. These aren't even in the game anymore.
Now they are. Oh my god, it still feels so good.
How does that feel good to win like that? You legit are using something that's not even in the game anymore.
Oh, that's your fault.
What do you mean? I'm practicing for today. Okay, where are you even at? How does it feel? How does it feel? I'm gonna get balked.
Ah, psych. Oh, damn it.
I'm lagging so hard. You should probably be killing me right now. I'm lagging so hard. I'm lagging so hard right now.
Stop lying.
I'm not even lying. That's the funny part. I'm not even lying. That was nasty. You just said Kevin try and stop the drum guns, man. Come at me, Kevin. I'm not even full health. Come at me. I dare you. Oh! Yeah, Boombo doesn't break anything. Sorry.
How do you feel? Oh!
I can't build. I'm legit lagging so hard right now. Honestly, I'm lagging so. I'm on 500 ping. What do you want me to do? My internet's so garbage today. When this always happens during the qualifiers, my internet's garbage. Like what else? What do you mean? Like, that's so dumb. Stop. Just stop. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Ah, I fell. Are you out of your mind? I fell again! Shadow bomb. Which is like very not working here. Oh my god. Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Why did you go down with me?
I'm trying to fight something that's not even in the game. I'm glad they took those out, man. Those are so bad. Whoops. I'm just spinning around like. Sorry, drum gun wins. Drum gun wins, dude. Sorry about that. Yikes, he's phasing through everything. You phased through L my build. What do you mean? What's the time? 1540?
340.
340, yeah. Yikes, stop. Just stop. What's up, Kevin? I'm up top here now. Whoops.
Three.
How did you hit that through the wall? My edits are getting good. That's exactly. I need to be ready for anything. This
Ah, you can't get me now, can you? Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah, I can't build. I'm lagging.
Yeah, I saw the lag too. Yikes, stop it, stop it, stop spamming your explosive! Chill! You've got like all your kills off of the one explosive. And it's because it's so toxic. Like honestly, that's so toxic, Kevin. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? With your explosive. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Kevin. Come at me. Fight me on the ground. Fight me on the ground, no building. Fight me. You won't. You won't come on the ground and fight me. No building. Not fair. Hit the bump. Hit the bump. Hit the bump. Hit the bump. Let's go. 2 HP. 2 HP. Get out of my league. Get out of my league. Get out of my league.
That didn't even land. You started shooting me. That's your fault. But I could have 1-on-1 that.
Just an old drum gun.
18 HP.
Let's go. I got you, Kevin. Get out.
How?
Got him. Elimination confirmed. Okay, I'll wait for you to drop down. We're only allowed to place walls. That's it. That's all we can place. Come on! This is not fair. To back up from this situation. Oh my god. How do you fight this? I got one stuck to me.
Oh! Hey, you're building the thingies.
Yeah, because I didn't have a choice. And you're a cheater. Oh my god. You'd rather commit suicide than let me kill you? Come on, man, that's hacks. I have one less kill than you, and you've got like 10 kills from just spamming those. I'm coming for you, Kevin, because you know I'm the better player, so you don't know what else to do. Stop spamming them! Oh my god. Got him.
No!
That's what I thought, Kevin. You have no answer. Fight me without those, and we'll see who's better. Fight me. That's what I thought. Oh my god! Stop. Just actually stop. Stop with your gut. Stop. Stop. Honestly, stop it. How do you fight this? Stop it. Wait, what? I placed the floor. I placed the floor so I wouldn't fall in your box. Oh my god. Kevin, you're actually bad, man. Watch, I can dodge a trap so easily. Watch. Oh. Oh, yeah. Ready, ready, ready? Oh, dodged. Stop.
Hey, dodge these. Oh, no.
And you're garbage.
No!
Get out! Stop spamming!
No!
You're spamming me with those, and I have the same amount of— I have more kills than you, too.
So, I don't have any good guns.
What do you mean? You have a drum gun. You can just pull trigger. Oh my god. I'm so glad these aren't in the game anymore. How do you fight this? How is this fair? You haven't done a single amount of damage to me, though. That's the funny part. How do you fight this? How do you fight this? What? I've survived so long, too. How do you fight that? You're actually garbage, man.
Hey, hold up. Switch loadout. So here, I'll give you these, and you give me one of your guns.
I don't want your clingers, buddy.
No, let's see if I can defend against it.
You will not be able to.
Yes, I will. Watch.
Okay, fine. Here, take that. Okay, drop the rest of them. Drop the rest of them. There you go. Whoa, chill. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm lagging too.
I'm just gonna run away.
That's how you defend.
The goal is also to kill me, by the way.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, it's not easy. And I wasn't even running away. Got him. Got him. No! You're just running away. I was staying in the fight. I was staying in the fight.
You're bad.
You're bad? Oh yeah, watch. I'm gonna use something that's actually in the game to beat you now. Because I took away your clingers, so you can't get them no more. Whoops, did I stop you there? I don't have my shotgun anymore, so you should probably kill me. That's what I thought. No! So bad, Kevin. What are you gonna do, huh? Wait, why are you... Why? Toby. You have my shotgun. I want it back.
No, give my clingers back.
I will give you the clingers back. Give me my shotgun first, though. I'm not even gonna. I don't even want to use the clingers. That's the thing. Here, drop the shotgun. Drop the shotgun. Drop the shotgun. I come in peace. Oh my god. Drop the shotgun. Drop the shotgun. Here, look. It's all there. It's all there.
Oh, okay, okay.
I came in peace. Give me my shotgun. Kevin, give me
I snaked the clingers and I have a shotgun too.
You're so garbage.
What an epic move.
You're not cool, you realize that, right? I hope you realize you're not cool. Did you hit me?
Did I?
Did you?
Nah. I'm just gonna clear all the bottom of this episode.
You deserved it. Was that worth it, Kevin? Thanks for giving my shotgun back though, Kevin. You really helped me.
वो catch him तो तू रुक जाओ तू जा
Kevin, thanks for giving my shotgun back. Got him.
बरोबर सरळ
Oh, yikes, 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 yikes. Ah, you phased. How much damage was like
No,
5?
too good.
It's like, no, you're not too good. You're spamming clingers, okay?
I have to go.
Okay, see ya.
I see.
That's perfect. Yeah?
What you doing?
I'm playing it. Qualifier's about to start. I said qualifier's about to start.
Oh, sorry. Sound disturbing.
No, it hasn't. Nothing started.
You don't sit with me anymore.
I already sat with it.
When?
I didn't lunge.
Yeah, you said I sent you back up and then you didn't come down.
I did come down.
When did you come back down?
I did. I helped you finish folding. Then you said go back up and go push your clothes away. So
I said go put your clothes away and come back.
No, you didn't say that. I'm serious.
Isn't it too warm?
Yeah, it's hot.
So why did you open this?
My mic picks up everything.
Yeah, well, it's too warm.
No, but then I hear in my ears and it's a little annoying.
See how much.
It's okay, that's fine. Thank you. Raptors. Daddy, you think we'll win today?
Mr. Rowdy today, but we won't win.
What?
You won Mr. Rowdy today.
No, I said, are we going to win? That's what I asked.
My head doesn't know, my heart says yes. But I should be asking my head. Because they're going to come out pumping.
Yeah, it's gonna be true.